What's going on, guys? This is TheSkyBlitzer, and today I'm going to bring you the 4 best money making methods that I use, ranging from 350,000 to 650,000 gold per hour. These money methods are actually fairly simple to do, and in this guide I'm also going to give you tips and tricks about how to maximize your profits and pros and cons of the different methods and the requirements that you need for each of the methods. These are all good money-making methods, but I'm going to start with the ones that I least prefer and work up to the ones that I most prefer. Okay, so I'm going to start with avanes. Avanes in the new wilderness cave are great money, especially if you bring the right gear. The only problem with avanes is that you can basically get gang raped by groups or teams that come into the wilderness just to kill you for your bars. The most important items for you to remember to go to avanes in the new cave are your armadillo pendant and your Zammy book, because you don't want to draw aggro from Zammy or armadillo monsters. Then you can go with your classic range setup, cheap to where if you die by some PKers you don't lose much. And in your inventory you want to bring a glory and a tab so you can escape from level 30 wilderness as soon as you can. Alright, so to get to avanes, what you want to do is start in Edgeville and go straight up. Once you get a little bit west of the Black Knight's fortress, just start going straight up north in the wilderness, and you'll eventually see a cave. You'll have to push back a rock and enter a crevice, and the avanes will basically be right at the entrance, which is kind of the danger because a whole group will enter in that entrance at the same time, and you'll just be sitting there thinking to yourself about how this is basically legal rape. Most people don't really think to do Unicows anymore, but the reality of it is that Unicows are still a very reliable source of income. It's not nearly as risky as the avanes that I just did. And Unicow's horns that you get sell very easily. The only downside to Unicows that I can really think of is that it's very, very click intensive, much more so than a lot of other things. And it takes a while to get the timing down for using your horns and your hides on the altar to maximize your profits. A really good thing about Unicows is that they actually have very low requirements. You have to complete the Tower of Life quest, which requires 10 construction, but it's actually very easy. And for level requirements, you basically just need 50 in all melee combat stats and you'll be fine. Bring the best gear you can to kill the Unicows as fast as you possibly can, and in your inventory you can bring some strength and attack pots if you want. What you are required to bring is 1 unicorn horn and 10 cow hides and a lot of Ardougne teleports so you can finish your runs pretty quick. Okay, so to start off your Unicow run, you start at the center Ardougne bank and you go south into the Tower of Life and down the dungeon, and then you go to the northwest altar thing and use your horn and your cow hide on the altar, kill the cow, pick up its unicorn horns, put them back on the altar, and then put the cow hide on the altar as well, and just keep on doing that and activating the symbol of life until you have a full inventory of unicorn horns. Then you can just teleport back to Ardougne bank and repeat the process. Okay, so there's a reason that green dragons aren't my #1 pick, and I'll get to that later. But the very good thing about green dragons is that it can get you basically loads of cash. Green dragons are level 79, so they're not very hard to kill, and each kill yields 3,000 gold in dragon hides and dragon bones. The travel time is very short, but the problem that I mentioned earlier, why green dragons aren't my #1 pick, bots. Bots are what really kills green dragons. That's the major difficulty. Bots not only take your kills and therefore bones and hides that could be yours, but they also lower the price of those bones and hides, basically just wreaking havoc on everything. Another minor problem with green dragons is that you can get PK'd, and I haven't really gotten PK'd very much, so I don't see this as a major concern. And quite honestly, unless you're TB'd, it's fairly easy to teleport out of green dragons, but this might be a big concern to some people. Like Unicows, you don't really need much for green dragons. All you need for your gear is some basic attack and strength potions, an energy potion, and enough food. You can experiment with the amount, it kind of depends on your level. And for gear, you want to take the best gear possible, probably dragon hide, and your best weapon, but make it so where you don't really risk much if you die. The best level requirements for green dragons would probably be 60 in all melee stats, and that would get you about the minimum of 250 to 300 gold an hour, and if you have higher stats, like 90 in all stats, you'll probably hit around the 550 to 600,000 gold range for green dragons. Getting to green dragons is also very simple. What you want to do is start at edge and go northwest at about a 45-degree angle, basically, until you reach the green dragons in about level 13 wilderness, and just basically go to it. And once you're done, use your glory that you brought to teleport back to Edgeville and do the whole run over again. Alright, so we're done with the green dragons, and that brings me to my final and my personal favorite method for making money on old school RuneScape, which is crafting nature runes. With nature runes, you're basically guaranteed at level 44 350 to 500,000 gold per hour, and with double nature runes, you're going to get 1 mil an hour. I personally make about 400,000 gold per hour with nature runes because I don't have the largest pouch yet, so I can't hold as many essence and I don't craft as many, but it's still great money. The good thing about nature runes is it's guaranteed consistent cash. You're always going to make the same amount of nature runes. There's no variation or reliance on a good or lucky drop or anything like that. The runes you craft, nature runes, they're in super high demand. You can sell them instantly to anyone. And the requirements for crafting nature runes are very, very low. You only need 44 rune crafting, which I believe is around the area of 50,000 rune crafting experience, which takes almost no time at all to get. The only bad thing I can think about for nature runes is that some PKers about your level might see you at the bank and take some barrage runes or burst runes out to the Zamorak mage and camp there and wait for you to come and steal your glory. This doesn't happen too often. It's happened twice to me, and I teleported out successfully once, but the other time I got killed, and it's honestly so rare of an occurrence that it's not really that big of a deal. Like I said earlier, the requirements for crafting nature runes are actually very low. You only need 44 rune crafting. At that level, you can use a small and a medium pouch, and at level 50, you can use a large pouch, which helps you craft more nature runes. Only kind of quest requirement for rune crafting nats is the Abyss mini quest, which takes, I think it took me like 10 minutes. It's no big deal at all. The route for crafting nats starts at the Edgeville Bank. You go north and hop over the Wilderness Rift, and then continue north to the Zami Mage by the river. You teleport with him and go to the northwest part of the Abyss and try to get in, because the northwest part of the inner circle is where the nature rune altar is. Craft all your runes, then teleport back to Edgeville Bank, get all your pouches filled up, and continue on your next run. Alright guys, thanks for watching my 4 best money making methods for old school RuneScape. I gave you all 4 different methods because different methods suit different people. One person might want to AFK more than the other, one person might not be as high combat as another person, or something like that. So I wanted to give you all some options about money making methods over 350,000 gold per hour in old school RuneScape that have worked for me. So I hope you all get some ideas from that. Anyways, if you've gotten this far in the video, please give it a rating, either thumbs up or thumbs down. Comment so I know how to improve, and subscribe if you want some more. Anyways guys, I've talked too much, and I'll see you next time.